Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the Music Talks podcast. This podcast will be a music based podcast where I talk about everything music. I'm very excited to start this new podcast. It is my third because I just like to put more work on myself, but this is more of a passion and more of a personal interest than the other two podcasts, even though I love doing them. This is more focused on one particular subject. This is going to be kind of an introduction, give you a little taste of how the episodes are going to be. I know I kind of briefly said that in the trailer, but I like to try to give like a little bit more of a detailed episode. I promise it won't be as long today, but uh, how the episodes are going to work. Oh, well, first off, let me introduce myself. My name is Noah. I'm 23 years old from the great state of Alabama. I recently graduated from Auburn University with a bachelor's degree in journalism. And some of my favorite interests are I like to read, write, um, watch YouTube, hang out with friends and family, and most importantly, I like to listen to music. So I've been listening to music ever since I was technically 3, 4 years old. So music has always been a huge part of my life. And some of my favorite genres that I like to listen to the most are pop, country, R&B, and rap. But I listen to a wide array of music. But those are just my top four. So how the future of this podcast will go and what the general theme of it will be, it'll mostly be more album reactions. I was kind of doing like an in-depth review of the album. No, I don't. I'm not going to listen to the songs while I'm doing the podcast. I am going to listen to the album on my own time, and then I'm going to create some notes. And then when it comes time to do the podcast, I'll sit down. I'll do a breakdown of each song. I'll give just some facts and backgrounds about it. Kind of do a huge album analysis. I guess it's the better word. Album analysis of the on here. I would play audio, but again, I'm not really for sure and knowledgeable on how copyright is. I'm pretty sure you can't because this show goes on YouTube, and I know YouTube is very picky about copyright and music, so probably won't have music in the background or have like a thing that maybe in teasers and trailers I might could put some background music on it. Again, I don't know, but that's how this podcast is going to mainly work. I'll do music videos as well. Generally I'll just do songs. I guess I might could do like an episode once a month of me listening to new songs. Um, but it's mostly gonna be albums. So you guys will actually be able to play a huge part in the podcast as well, just like my other two podcasts. I like to have the audience and listeners be able to be part of the show. So what you're going to mainly be doing is sending me responses back on albums. So I'm going to give an example. So let's say that I was doing a podcast episode on a new Taylor Swift album. So Taylor Swift does like a whole new album. I'll create like a Google form, a Google survey. I'll create it typically before the episode will be published or before I record. I'll send that out and then have you guys answer that in. And then by the time when I sit down and record and do the whole episode at the end, I'll read your responses of what you said. All responses are anonymous. No one's going to know your name. You do not have to send a name. I will not collect any emails. I will not collect any personal information. It's just going to be your honest opinion about the album and maybe answering like what was your favorite song, least favorite song, overall feel of the album, and then it's just kind of you telling your own review anonymously. Um, And I've always, of course, there might be a form. I want to try to create a form where you can also suggest albums for me to do. I'll do any album. Probably gonna hate myself for saying that, but this gets also this whole reason for this podcast is to get a chance to explore new music and learn new songs. It's kind of dipping my toe in the pool a little bit and also maybe react to some albums you haven't heard that I have. So it's just basically everyone in here learning new songs and new music to hear, is basically what it is. Um, of course, I'll also have, hopefully, I can get maybe up and coming artists on the show. Can get producers, writers, have some guests come on the show. I thought someone was knocking at my door. I thought someone was knocking on my door. It wasn't. Um, but yeah, a whole I have so many ideas for like this show in particular. The albums, Lord, I have probably 100 episodes I could do like now. um, I'm not gonna set a particular schedule. You might only get one episode a week, or you might get five. I don't know. And then there might be weeks and times where you don't get an episode for that week. Try not to over. I'm trying not to force myself into getting into one routine because I'm a person that if I do that, I won't do it. So this is going to be a freelance kind of. Um, of course, I'll definitely let you guys know and kind of give you a little preview at the end of each episode what or some episodes coming out. I don't know for I don't know if I want to do albums in chronological order of when of the year they're released, or just do it kind of sporadically. Maybe I could get some feedback from you guys about that. Um, because if I did it chronologically, I mean, some artists have like 10, 15 albums. So that'd be like the first 10 episodes would be focused on one artist. And I kind of want to have a variety in there. So maybe it's listen to someone's album that was like their fourth album and then react to a new artist and then go back and it'd be like their second album. I don't know. It's just going to be kind of sporadic. There's not going to be any particular order, I guess, for them, but it could change, you know? So, anyways, I had to pause because my roommate was being very loud. And I have it on like voice isolation, but still, I did not want any of the background noise to pop up because I wanted to post this immediately after I'm done. So, sorry about that. But yeah, that's basically how all the episodes are going to go. Um, again, any album, just you can always recommend it to me. Songs, send me songs to do. Um, I'll try to get a little bit more themes going for some episodes. I won't focus solely on albums. There'll be other times where it might be, oh, I'm listening to this song, or I'm listening, or where you're going to take a music quiz. Just try to get some more ideas in there. And of course, I'm always open to new ideas from you guys. So if you have any ideas or episode pitches that you want to send to me and that you would like to see, feel free to. I'm always open to do that. Um, but yeah, one more thing that I wanted to say was the title of the podcast. Music Talks, the name came from a paper that I did when I was when I went here at Auburn. I was taking a magazine and feature writing class, and in the class, one of the main projects that we had to do was write a magazine story, and this was something that we worked on all semester. And our teacher said that it could be on anything, and I thought, well, I'm a huge fan of music. And so I'm just going to do my thing on music because it's something I know a lot about and it's something I could easily write in like 3 seconds. And so I was. So the name of the podcast actually comes from the title of that story I did. Um, my professor really liked it. She even went on to say I was one of the best writers she'd ever had. So that was a huge, huge honor from her. I really appreciated that feedback. But so that's where the title of the podcast comes from. It's from a paper I did. If you're all interested, maybe I could read it. Read the background. Read the background of how the podcast came to me. And I don't know. That could just be like a bonus episode or something. But anyways, I'm really excited to start this new podcast. Can't wait to see what opportunities this hopefully brings, and can't wait to see how it pays off. Uh, anyways, I thank you for listening, tuning in. I appreciate you clicking and taking the time out of your day to listen to what I had to say. Social media wise, I don't really have a lot of social medias for this podcast. They're still kind of a work in progress. I do have a TikTok. It's music talks underscore, which I'm thinking about changing it to music talks pod. But for right now, it's just music talks underscore. I don't have an Instagram yet for it. I'm still trying to decide if I want to combine this show with another one or make a whole new Instagram for it. So I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do. But I'll let you guys know what I decide in hopefully a next episode. I do have a Facebook, Noah's Podcast. If you want to stay updated on Facebook that way, it's just Noah's Podcast. You'll see my other two podcasts that I have. I do have other podcasts. I have one called Lethal Venom. It's a show where I talk about anything with the honest truth, no lies. And the other one, Southern Reads, is a book podcast where I talk about books and only books and everything book related. So if you are interested or intrigued by either one of those episodes, you're more than welcome to go and check those out. The podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio. It's on YouTube as well. YouTube is Noah's Podcast. Just go there, and under the podcast section, it's there. This podcast is essentially technically available wherever you listen to podcasts, but so you don't have to sign up for like a free or membership. Spotify would be probably your easiest option, but there's others out there. Let's see. Email, if you want to send me some emails on feedback, if you have any if there's any errors that I made in this episode that need to be fixed or anything, just shoot me an email, musictalkspod@gmail.com. Make sure in the subject line you kind of preface what you're sending. Don't let it be spam. Don't crown my email with spam. Can't be. If it's like a tech problem, if it's an audio problem, if it's a feedback entry, those are fine. But if you're just saying say hi, try to stick to like TikTok or social media for that. But anyways, that's all for today. New episodes are coming with some albums I already have. The first 3 episodes that I'm going to do are going to be actually my top 3 albums. So, I'm going to do my top 3 of my all-time favorite albums. Those will be coming out in the next few weeks, maybe days, depending on how quick I can get them out. But anyways, thank you so much for listening, and I'll have more for you soon.